The Empty Seat is a travel show about my adventures on a tandem bicycle as I pedal across the country, convincing other people to climb aboard and tell their story. In this episode of The Empty Seat, we're heading north on Highway 99 to the city of Davis, California. Davis has long been known as a great city for bicycling. It's home to the United States Bicycling Hall of Fame, and it's one of 3 cities in the United States designated by the League of American Bicycles as a platinum bicycle-friendly community. In the next 2 days, The Empty Seat will ride the bike trails, lanes, and paths in Davis. And we're also going to get a few residents to ride along so we can find out for ourselves why Davis is known as the bicycle capital of America.
The empty seat, the empty seat, places to go, people to meet, down countrysides or city streets, you'll find it all on the empty seat. So follow me, I'll take you there. Tell your tale, it's time to share down lonely roads or busy streets. Come take a ride on the empty seat. It's waiting here on the empty seat. All right.
The Empty Seat is here today in Davis, California. Davis is considered by many people as the bicycle capital of America. Today we're going to find out why this is a bike town. I can tell you right now, so far I see only cars. So let's get into the city and let's find some cyclists to get on back of the Empty Seat. All right, we got a farmer's market going over here. I'm gonna get a couple guests to ride with me. Let's see how I can do over here. You know, I'm looking for another rider here on my tandem. What do you say?
No, thanks, but anyway.
All right. I'm looking for another rider on my tandem here. What do you say? Anybody up for a ride on a tandem?
No.
Are you sure? Do you know if they allow tandem bicycles in there?
Yeah.
You don't know? Or they don't?
Inside the restaurant?
Yeah, do they allow tandem bikes?
No.
You willing to ride?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3, pedal. All right, spin around the block here. What's your name?
I'm Chris.
All right, Chris, you're on the Empty Seat here. We're gonna spin around.
Really? No, just kidding.
Yeah, no, that's how I lost my last rider.
Yeah.
They tell me this Davis, the bike capital of America. Is that true?
I believe so.
Is that an official vote, do you think, or?
I don't know if it's official, but
All right.
it seems legit.
All right, I think so. All right, hey.
It's been real.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Tuck and roll? No, just kidding.
Yeah. Well, I have an internet show called The Empty Seats. Talk to them a little bit about the town. Nothing.
Sure.
All right.
No problem.
All right, so we're gonna just probably take a spin around the block here. Get your feet on. You ready?
All right.
What's your name?
My name is Blake.
So since you've been here, you've seen a lot of changes in the town. Has it always been a bike town?
It's always been a bike town. I'd say it was more of a bike town when we first came here. I understand there are more bikes per capita in Davis than any other city in the United States.
That's why it's called that then.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate your ride. Hi, I have a show called The Empty Seat, and what I do is I try to get people to ride with me and talk about Davis. Any one of you willing to jump on?
Sure.
Are you from Davis, or you go to school here?
I went to school here.
Okay, great. Yeah, you're gonna need to have her hold the coffee because you'll probably spill it the way I go. So you're gonna get on, just get your feet up on the pedals. So what's your name?
My name is Rosa.
No one's fallen yet, but hey, there's always a first time.
Good to know.
Rosa, how did you end up at UC Davis?
I came here in 2009 for graduate school.
Okay. What did you come to Davis to study?
I came here to do a PhD in education.
And what are some experiences that you had here that were memorable?
Working with students, yes, I think that's one of the big reasons why I ended up in graduate school, and specifically in education. Growing up, I never really went to a college campus. At UCLA, I didn't see many students who looked like me.
Okay.
So ended up doing research in education and going back to the Central Valley and seeing how I could make a difference in those communities.
Now you're a first generation college student?
I am.
That's great. Well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you. It
Nice
was great.
riding on the empty seat
It was great.
with me, and nice to meet you. All right, the empty seat is back on the road. We have another rider here, Sudwerk. And now, are you a student here at UC Davis?
I'm in finals week right now.
Oh,
so.
you're in finals week and you're taking the time to ride on the empty seat?
Yes.
That's quite a commitment. So I imagine you ride bike quite a bit in Davis,
no,
right?
actually I don't. I walk a lot. I'm not a biker.
This is unheard of in Davis. I can't believe it. The empty seat, we found the only person in Davis maybe that doesn't ride a bike. Maybe this experience on the empty seat, riding this tandem, you'll want to go out and get a bike. What do you think?
We'll see about that. My friends have been trying to convince me for a while, so
Possibly this will inspire you. I'm certain it will.
yes. Thank
Sudwerk,
you.
thanks a lot for riding today on the empty seat
No.
and taking us around UC Davis. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, have a
You're
good day.
welcome. Thank you.
Well, what have we here? We thought we'd stop by here. We've been told that Toad Hollow is one of the landmarks in Davis. Apparently, it was something that was built. There's a little tunnel here where toads don't have to risk walking across or hopping, across the street, but they can safely have passage underneath this busy intersection. We're gonna head off and see the rest of Davis, but it looks like we have a rider for the empty seat. Let's go. Oh, geez. Looking for an eccentric bike builder. Supposed to be in this neighborhood around here. Yes, this must be the guy they're talking about. Somebody told me that if I headed down this street, I was gonna find somebody that builds bicycles.
I think you have the right guy, guilty as charged.
Have you built all these bikes here?
Yeah, these are a few of the tandems I've made, and I make regular bikes.
How about this one over here? How many bikes is this made of?
One breeze,
Okay.
two breeze, and a fair lady. It's a two-story, so you could ride it from below.
What, is this one of your bikes here that you put together?
Yeah, it used to be two 8-foot powerline spools. I participate in these events called kinetic sculpture races, and that involves a bicycle or people-powered devices that go over roads, sand dunes, water, and mud. As strange as they look, we just use them for regular getting around town.
I would imagine these attract quite a bit of attention. What do people say?
Where did you get it? Did you make it? They have all sorts of questions, and I tell the kids that, a month ago, all of these pieces were in a junk pile.
We'd love to get you on and have you ride with me.
I'd be happy to.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
What brought you to Davis?
The bike paths.
Was it known back then as the bike capital of the world?
Yeah, I knew the reputation, but I hadn't really ever ridden on the bike paths.
And now what's this area known as right here? This
is Village Homes.
When you came to Davis, were you already building your own bikes?
Oh, yeah. I started building bikes when I was a kid in the 1960s.
Now, are these all just like community gardens out
Yes,
here?
these are the community gardens
Great.
of Village Homes.
Yeah.
Most of the streets of Village Homes are named after streets in The Hobbit.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're right, it is kind of like the Shire.
Yeah, it is.
This is great. No wonder you came to Davis. So we're heading over, and I guess we're gonna see some, what do they call it, just bike polo?
Bike polo, yep.
That'd be great if you got all your bikes going and had a team of people that would play on those.
Next, the empty seat is headed to downtown Davis to the United States Bicycling Hall of Fame, so we can find out a little bit more about the history of Davis cycling.
Okay, we're here today in Davis, California at the U.S. Bicycling Hall of Fame. We're here with David, who's the docent. He's going to take us on a tour to see some of the history of bicycling and some of the bicycles they have here.
This room we're in right now, I consider it sort of the shrine of the U.S. Bicycling Hall of Fame. We have plaques on the wall. Every inductee in the Hall of Fame gets a plaque.
Now, is there a committee? What does it really take to be in the Bicycle Hall of Fame? I'm just wondering, for the future, because my escapades on the empty seat may get me in the Bicycle Hall of Fame, I'm thinking.
It's similar to, say, Cooperstown or the Football Hall of Fame. The vision is sort of expanded, especially when it came to Davis. We're starting to look at not only the sports heroes of bicycling, but also people who just contributed to bicycling for transportation and recreation and all that.
Can you tell us a little bit? I see
Sure.
the name's Major Taylor, and who was Major Taylor?
Major Taylor was a bicycle racer, turn of the century, 1900. At that time of American history, he was the highest paid athlete in the world.
Is that his old
That's a
Peugeot
bicycle,
bicycles?
Right?
Yeah.
Yep, and those are his rollers.
So did he have the same kind of struggles that Jackie Robinson or Larry Doby went through in baseball with discrimination?
This was more of an international sport.
Yes.
There were places in the world where those weren't issues. Greg LeMond is now recognized as the only American to ever actually have won the Tour de France. And he won 3 times in the late 80s, and his last victory at the Tour was in 1990. This is a bike he rode at the 1990 Tour de France.
Yeah, he was legendary. He won it how many times did you
3
say?
times.
3 times, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. Well, we're downstairs now. It looks like we're here amongst some of the earliest bicycles ever made. David, what are we going to find on this floor?
Kind of walk through time, at least the time is reflected in the evolution of the bicycle. The oldest bike we have in our collection is this one here. They would just straddle the thing and push themselves along with their feet, sort of like Fred Flintstone in his car.
Kick propulsion.
Right. What eventually happens is the bike evolves into these things. The classic high wheel bicycle, which is the symbol of Davis, California.
All the bikes here, the empty seat is most interested in this sextuplet tandem, because I think if we use this, we could really have a great show. Well, that concludes the Empty Seats tour of the U.S. Bicycling Hall of Fame. David, I wanted to thank you for showing us around today and educating us on all the bicycles that we saw today. I appreciate you spending time with us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
With our friends at Green Bicycle Depot. We're going to take a ride on this big bike in a minute. Woo! The best I can do right there. I can't reach the handlebars, so it's going to be a tough ride.
It looks like a storm's coming our way, but a little rain shouldn't slow down cyclists in the bicycle capital of America.
Apparently there's a man in Davis who will stand out here 16 hours a day. He asked people what their interpretation of compassion is. I have an interpretation I wanted to share with him, but apparently he's not here. Little rain has probably scared him away. He's at home in front of the fire. So I'm gonna have to be the compassion man for today. So now, what is your name?
My name's Steve.
We're curious why Davis is considered by many to be the bicycle capital of America. What are some reasons you think for that?
It goes back to the 50s as the campus began to expand. And people back then, most students didn't have cars, had bikes. So that the bicycles came first.
So what's the difference between a bike lane and a bike path?
Our hierarchy is Class 1 facilities are bike paths.
Okay.
That's what we're riding on now. A Class 2 facility is a bike lane painted on a street.
Okay.
A Class 3 facility is a bike route that doesn't really have anything painted, but just has some signs up that mark it as a bike route. On the Davis Bike Loop, which is something that Davis Bicycles helped the city create and mark, that's a 14-mile loop all around Davis. It connects all but 2 of the schools in the school district.
Are connected to that?
Yeah. And it's a great way for kids to get to school. We identified quieter routes.
So it's not just the number of riders that come with a university town, but it's also, like you said, the infrastructure. Okay, we look like we're going to end our day here in Davis, California. We want to get something to eat and definitely want to get a brew. And I heard that Sudwerk is the best place to get a brew in Davis, California. That's the way to be greeted right there at Sudwerk in Davis, is with a beer. Cheers.
Absolutely.
How long have you guys been here at Sudwerk?
I've been working for the company since 2010, but this company has been around since 1989. It used to be America's answer to import beer. Right now we're creating some unorthodox, weird, and off-the-wall lager-style beers.
And which each one of those we'd like to try today on the Empty Seat. So what are we drinking right here?
So what you're drinking is our Black Hop Down. That is a black IPL, India Pale Lager. And actually all of the hops were sourced just 10 miles down the road from Blue Heron Farms here in Winters.
Well, we'd like to head up on the Empty Seat if we can take the bike in here and see how this beer's made.
Absolutely, follow me. So what we're looking at here, these are our fermentation vats. This is a little farther down the line in the brewing process, and it really provides the magic of what beer really is, and that's this alcohol. If you were to drink a 6-pack from one of these tanks every day, it would take you 19.5 years to get through one of these. Right now we're rearranging our malt.
Okay.
This is really the heart and soul of any beer. Malt is barley that's been germinated and slightly roasted to varying degrees. Essentially over there at the very top is our brew house.
Okay.
That is where you add in all of the malted barley into the mill.
I tell you what, all that talk is really making me thirsty.
Oh good, let's take a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a little better now.
That's good stuff. I can't break, right? It's all you?
I got it.
So Davis, the city of bicycles.
Yes, the bicycle capital of America.
The entire town is flat. The greatest asset is that it's the least amount of effort for most biking results, you know? In late 2011, the owners were talking about selling the company. We decided to stall the sale of the company, redevelop the business plan, pitch it to investors, and outbid the current bid for the brewery. We really have been running the company for about a year now and have changed dramatically what we're doing, and just trying to brew the craziest lager style beers out there.
And I want to just give you a cheers for taking us around and showing us this place. It's a great brewery. I'm gonna buy a whole case of this for the empty seat. And
nice.
Great close to the episode. Thank you.
Thanks for
very
coming
much.
out. Love to have you guys here. It was great.
Well, there's the bagpipe player right there. Let's go in and find out what this is about. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, my name is Brian. I have a show called The Empty Seat. Great day for bagpipes.
Yeah, it's nice and clear. It's not too hot or cold. It's perfect weather for piping.
I'm hoping you'd take a ride for me on the empty seat.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
I haven't gotten on a bike in a kilt before, so please bear with me.
No, I will. How long you been playing those bagpipes?
This is my 21st year.
Wow.
I sell my reeds that I make. I teach piping here in Davis, and I perform wherever I'm asked.
Do you get many groupies for that kind of band?
Every once in a while, sort of, if you want to call it that.
So how do you make your own reeds? I mean, what's the process for that?
Well, it depends on the type of reed I'm making. Right now I'm making 2 different types, and I make them out of 2 different types of cane depending on what kind of sound I want.
Okay. All right, Eric. Well, hey, I wanted to thank you for riding, and I was hoping you could play one last song for the empty seat.
For sure.
All right, thanks a lot. Awesome. Well, just what I hope to find in Davis, turkeys. Wild turkeys. It's Thanksgiving time, boys. Does the city of Davis really model itself off any other cities? Do you get ideas on layouts for the city?
If you read the history, it came about from some professors from Davis who were visiting Europe. Netherlands in particular came back and said, we can do that here. You know, we're gonna come up on 50 years of our first bike lane. And a lot of people will say that was the first bike lane used in the United States.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of this stuff was just good forward planning.
Okay.
And so all of these neighborhoods, they all give out onto this extensive network. Kids that live in these, units here and can get to school without ever having to go on a street.
That's great, yeah.
When you have a city like Davis, it's not just about preventing accidents, it's really about encouraging people to ride who might, especially parents with kids. Like,
exactly.
I trust that this infrastructure is going to take my kids safely to school. When we go through these tunnels, we're going under arterials that no one has to worry about kids crossing. Now we're going to go over an overpass. So we're going to have to crank it out. I'll give you some power. This crosses a city surface street. It crosses a freeway. It crosses a rail line. It crosses another surface street.
Wow. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
And you got a bike path down here too. It crosses a bike path that goes out towards Sacramento Road.
Hi.
Hi. This is a new design. This is called a cycle track. It's a two-way cycle track.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So basically, for this short distance, lets people ride both bikes, that is, ride both sides coming down. And you see we have the bollards. One thing we've done on this street is we passed an ordinance recently to disallow green waste dumping.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to actually require everybody here to put containers out.
Yeah, like you said, I bet that is dangerous.
Yeah, so you can see the pile down there ahead of us.
Yeah.
You got two issues. You got kids deviating out into the car lane.
I bet, yeah.
But you also have stray branches that stick out of those things. And what we're going to do on that stretch, though, is we're going to put in something called Dutch junctions, which is going to be the first of its kind in the U.S. So again, you were asking earlier, are we inspired by?
Yeah.
So in this case, we actually hired a Dutch design firm.
Okay.
They came in, they looked at that stretch of road, and they made some recommendations.
This is great.
So getting those transitions right is really important, and we've done all sorts of stuff all over town. Bike phase light, bike only phase on a light with a bike. So there you got to see a pretty significant amount of kind of what makes
that was great.
our city work and why we're bike friendly.
Davis, California. It's been a great show. Thank you, Davis, from the Empty Seat.